well, I can handle things in terms of the administration. I have been keeping tabs on how the victims have been doing, simply because, well, when it comes to this city, keeping it as safe as I can do is part of my own personal interest, as it should be with the rest of you.
And Kaharu, for her part, mutters, "It's honestly upsetting me that we have to go, that this is happening in the first place."
Well, when it comes to matters dealing with persona issues, well, it's not something that you can completely stop. The way that they develop and they mutate is something that we can't exactly control entirely. You may not be aware, but the Kuroki principle is that every single thing that we do matters, and we can't erase any of it. It all goes into the development of who you are. I must admit that I have been fairly lax by myself. I don't exactly have a persona I can utilize in order to suppress any feelings that are antisocial, but I certainly could have kept my game up, and for that I apologize to you all.
Right.
If you wish me to play a more active role in your development, then, well, I can certainly do that, but for now, when it comes to Takinaka, we'll have to deal with these through the school channels. It is a Saturday, so the best we can come up with is with a meeting with the board directors on the Monday, but at least you'll have time to at least think about what you're going to say to explain yourself to them.
And what does he do in the meantime?
Well, he'll obviously be curfewed to the dormitory. I will call up his workplace and let them know that he's indisposed.
We're going to keep him at the dorm.
Yes, and then I will accompany him to the board of directors on the Monday.
Right.
Of course, I can't tell you what the details of that will be. Confidentiality, after all.
Right. If everything's handled here, I need to leave. Do you need me for anything here?
And again, we'll be like, unless you, as far as I'm aware, you need to undergo some sort of training process to ready yourself if you wish to investigate that rift. I believe is the terminology.
Something like that.
Well, if you're going to do it in a solo manner, well, I can trust you not to get into any trouble. I will have to ask that due to the situation that you inform me as to where you're going.
Right now, I just need to go for a walk and sort my thoughts.
Well, I believe due to the nature of the guidances you've set up with your group, then you'll need somebody to accompany you then.
Fine. Naomi, are you done here?
But it's just getting interesting.
Please.
It's not every day I get to be embroiled in my lovely sister's classmates.
Right. I'll head to the nurse's office then and stay with Shin for now. Can I walk there alone?
You don't have to take things quite so literally, Kazuhiro.
I'm just making sure it's fine.
Go ahead. Just send me a message if you move out of the nurse's office.
Right. And she'll just give a little nod to her and Sugihara and leave the room.
What was that roll for?
That was for Kaharu still trying to be nice. And all right, Kaharu. Well, actually, yes. Since I rolled that just as Akira was thinking about leaving, Kahara will once again approach Ryu and comment, and actually approach Ryu directly, and actually look him in the eyes. You can she as she says, "I whether you have been trying to get more powerful because you wanted to help us, or because you just wanted to increase your own strength, it isn't worth it if you're causing as much trouble as the chaotic situations that are out in the Sate City. After all, we have the sewers. We have the sewer systems. We have the mall. We have the tower. Who knows? And the tower, sure, it looks like a church, but who knows if that's going to stay as benign as it looks? And yes, Kaharu is actually starting to shout now.
Now we'll just kind of whistle.
And everyone, including Naomi and Akira, can see this.
Akira bounced.
Yeah. No. This is as Akira's leaving. She can hear Kaharu shouting.
It's okay. She left. Don't worry.
Akira gives no shit. Naomi just whistles. And the Shikihara will be like, you don't need to raise your voice, Kaharu. We can all hear you.
Actually, hold on a sec. Damn it. I was hoping for a lower number. Ryu just kind of turns his eyes away.
Again, she'll just kind of cross her arms and she'll be like, from what I gather, everybody's in a bit of an emotional state right now, and no cohesive plans have been made. I can draft you up a program of my recommendations if nobody else has any other sources to work with. Agata? You seem to be quite quiet.
Oh, right. A plan for dealing with... You know what? Ryo's just gonna, to represent the fact that I've just changed the distinction, I'm not even gonna roll. Ryo just fails his face thing, and he goes, a plan for which? For Shadows or for Ryu? And he just asked blatantly, not even trying to hide the fact he wasn't paying attention for a bit.
Gender will signs will be like, they are both related, are they not? If he was the key in order to release them, Shadows are something that, well, we're well past the era of Shadow. We are in the era of, is it human? Is it men or humans?
Humans, but,
Which one is it?
Humans!
Is that the one before the Shadows again?
Can we have this talk later?
Bow!
What I miss? Huh?
All right.
Humans, myth, shadows, humans. It goes shadows, myth, human.
Shadows, myth, human.
Okay, so it'll be human.
Yeah.
All right. We are in the era of humanity, but, well, there's not much we can... That is quite a troubling sign. So it may be an inevitability, and she'll just kind of scratch her chin and be like, "But I won't go down that route for now. The important thing is that we deal with what we have in front of us. When it comes to Takinaka and disciplinary actions, I can keep that under control. But in order to deal with these risks, I believe you said the only person who can navigate these is Fujikage."
Yes, that is correct, but I believe you didn't answer my question. Which one are you referring to? A plan for what?
I believe I just said that earlier, but I'll reduce it down further. I can make you a plan.
You said they're connected. You didn't say you were drafting up a plan for what exactly.
Well, I suppose nuance is lost upon you right now.
It would
But-
perhaps be best if you stopped being evasive, Sensei.
To put it bluntly, your plan regarding the cleanup of this shadow matter.
Oh. Yeah. We'll need a plan for that.
And she'll just
Considering
take
the
take a
Considering
seat.
the cause, we should do it. We should do this immediately.
We can't,
Why not?
because
And
we can't enter a rift without Kage, and she's investigating the situation.
When is she going to be back?
She said in 28 hours, which would put it tomorrow at 7 o'clock, at 7 p.m.
And yes, this is definitely not like Kaharu, as she's at her wit's end, and she's barely trying not to yell anymore.
Genda will sign. She'll be like, I don't believe it will be quite as simple as when she gets back. You'll be able to immediately jump in. There are two primary concerns. First is that the time you'll need in order to process the information that she'll provide, as well as gather materials and resources, that you don't exactly know exactly what you need to bring until she brings back her research matter. And secondly, you'll need Takinaka to go with you. He was the one who instigated this all, and Shadow as well. They need to be solved by the root of the matter. And if he's part of the root, then it's inconceivable that you'd go without him. And I need him to be within the city at least until Monday afternoon.
She looks at Ryu while commenting. You intend to. You said before that if you really didn't care, you wouldn't be here right now. So you intend to help clean this up. And yes, it didn't sound like a question. It sounded more like a statement.
Was that supposed to be a question? If I'm to help clean it up, then I'm to help clean it up. Though I do have one question for you, Genda.
Yes.
When I did open it, all of the shadow to continue along with the deal, I had to have the shadows transverse through me. Why was I nowhere near as affected as all the other people?
That is a good question. Have you not experienced any sort of shadow marking at all? No sense of an overwhelming basic emotion, fear, doubt?
No more than usual.
That is quite odd. Something must have intervened then. I don't quite know what, though perhaps. I'll make some calls. But, well.
Seem to remember, what was it, last time Kage said something about there being shadow in him?
He said, she said something along the lines that they were, like, the version of Ryu back then was very similar to herself and to you right now. She didn't say anything specific. It was more like conjecture.
Okay, so he's not going to say anything about that then, since he doesn't get it. Create Ryu a shadow priest. That's going to be odd.
But, well, I'll need some time to formulate a more structured plan. But I believe having rest and making sure, like, the intensity of the moments bubbles down into something more manageable is a priority. You should take care of your health, and that doesn't just mean physically or magically, but your emotional health as well. And she'll address this to everybody.
Kaharu, for her part, will finally stop tensing up and glaring, and will go to a table I will go to a desk, sit down, and take a deep breath as if trying to calm herself.
And Genda will be like, well, I'll need to make that phone call. It'll be a bit of an emergency, but I'm sure he'll understand given the situation. I'll be half an hour. When you're done, Takinaka, I'll need you to come with me. You'll be taking a ride.
Okay.
Assuming he doesn't say no. And she'll just walk out.
Is he supposed to follow her from there, or does he stay there until she comes back?
No, she's walking out to make a private phone call. And she said she'll let him know when he's ready, but he has to stay here until she's ready. And Naomi will just kind of kick her feet off, like up and down from the desk, and she'll be like, so nothing's gonna happen until tomorrow then? Well, I mean, I'll give you time to get ready, or whatever this training's meant to be. None of you guys are very talkative anyway. So I suppose I should probably bounce.
At your pleasure.
Though I suddenly get the itch to stay a bit longer, though. If only to see you squirm. That's letting it all out, right? Rather than bottling it up inside with those fake glasses.
How does she know they're fake?
She's just saying it.
She's a fashion designer. Cap. She figured it out.
I don't believe her. But no, right. Well, I'm not the only one in here wearing something fake, am I? Looks at her hair. Looks at piercings.
Well, the difference between you and me, Ogata, is that I admit to what I am, and you quite don't. Was that not the prim and proper way? Oh, your body language, it says it all. You try to hold yourself up as if you've got something up your backside all the time. You're not free. You don't do what you want. You'd rather follow along to what other people want of you.
I do what I want, and he just scowls at her.
Oh, really? Geez, you've been making that really clear.
Oh, well, aren't you an expert on me all of a sudden?
Not an expert, no, but darling, everybody can read body language.
And from my body, what do you think I want?
Well, I'm not a mind reader. All I know is that, well, you're quite closeted, aren't you?
There's a perfect use for closets, putting things that you don't need at the moment.
I suppose they make quite the good hiding place as well. At least that's what I've heard.
Actually, considering Kaharu's state, Mo will suddenly appear out of Kaharu's back saying, "Glasses man, big closet."
Also, shitty toy.
Kaharu's not in the right place to keep her on a leash.
Maybe we'll just start colouring over Rio's textbooks.
All right, no, Icer.
You're attacking Mo.
Yes.
All right, roll an attack roll.
All right, empowered Bufu.
All right.
I didn't think you were gonna make me write an attack roll. Okay, my magic die.
Shax won't help you. See.
Shax won't help. What?
No.
Why not?
He doesn't want to.
But
Does that mean he can't use the empowered Bufu?
I mean, he can use it. He just won't add to his persona die.
Okay. Yes. What am I missing? All right, then. Average plus 2. Okay. And, I'll spend a plot point to add my diligence along with my knowledge.
Right.
I'll spend a plot point to make it a 21.
Oh.
And this is just going to be a complication, no damage. Just the same thing that's happened before.
Nope. Even if she spends, she can't. Alright. So I guess her hand will start freezing over and she'll start tugging away. But you throws her hand to the desk. She's like,
and she'll probably say that glasses man picking on me, or something along those lines.
She's kind of screeching and flapping about. It's very loud.
Rio's just going to pick his books up, put them in his bag, and then he'll let the ice melt away.
Ray will run up and kick him in the shin and then run back into Kahara.
That's fine.
You take a D4 physical damage.
That's fine.
Right.
Throughout this time, Kahara has also been silent. She didn't even look in the area. She was just staring at her desk, thinking.
And Shigehara would be like, well, I suppose you guys should probably get back to the dorm, right? I mean, that's where all the things that make you happy are, right? Being in this stuffy classroom, it's not doing anybody any good. I'll stay with Ryu until Gend is ready.
Kars lets out a sigh. Stands up. And once again, looks between Ryu, and then looks at Ryo. As soon as it's possible, let me know immediately. I'm joining in on this.
Fine. I made no intention to keep anyone out.
And Nami will just be like, well, I should probably prepare for the concert later. And this is terribly boring now. Toodaloo. And she'll just walk off.
Kahara, for her part, will also head back to the dorm.
All right. So before we go there, what did Akira want to talk about with Shin, or is he just hanging out?
I mean, on her way to nurse's office, she would have texted Chiba like, I can't practice for a couple days. Ryu fucked up. We need to deal with something. I'm sorry. And then she'll head to the nurse's office.
You'll get like a picture message back of the thing you wrote.
I know.
When do you plan on making good on this?
When we've cleaned up the shadows.
And how long will that take?
I don't know.
So maybe your word doesn't mean anything after all.
Kira will stop and call her. Since this is in text, she'll like stop in the hallway and call her on the phone.
It will ring for a while.
Oh my fucking god. Does she pick up?
It will take her a while to pick up.
Okay, but does she?
Eventually.
Chiba,
Kazihaya?
I have to deal with a someone who went too far in their goddamn life and hurt Iga and hurt people who were innocent. We have to clean up a mess. I will fucking practice for the esports club afterwards.
I was simply asking for a date, Kazuho.
I'm simply asking for you to understand my level of events of importance right now.
I understand that, but you still haven't given me a date, Kazuho.
By Tuesday.
Right. So Tuesday, the X of December. Right. I'll put that in my diary.
Good. Keep it next to all your shitty drawings, and then she'll hang up.
Meow.
Mm-hmm. And she'll head to the nurse's office. She'll take a look, of course, towards how Iga's doing. I mean, I assume nothing's changed.
Her area is quarantined.
Right. Hopefully she's sleeping at least. And she'll look for Shin.
Shin got moved to another room because his was fairly close to hers.
Right, so it takes her a bit. And then see.
Yeah.
So, like, poke her head in, see if he's asleep.
Given the situation, he's actually playing solitaire with angels and demons.
Who would do that? Akira will just kind of silently, like, pull up a chair and sit down.
Hello.
Hello, Shin.
How are you doing?
Terrible. How about you?
Things are going as they should.
She'll kind of flinch and go, this is really how they should be going.
Of course.